gotta be crafty curators of our lives. Check this out. Here's what we need. Here's the bad. Here's the good. In this situation, here's the bad. Here's the good. Bad is disliking the entirety of something because you don't like a piece of it. And you're like, so say for example, we have a whole bunch of cuckoo clocks, and cuckoo clock number 1 has a nice hat, but you don't like the shoes, so I can't do number 1. Number 5 has nice shoes, the hat's alright, but the watch is way better on 4. Like, well, which one do you want? Like, alright, gotta make a decision. 6, I'm going with 6. And that's what people do. They think they have the freedom of choice, but really they have the freedom of the choices that are presented to them, which isn't freedom at all, because the choices have been laid out for you in the numbers of 1 through 9, right? So what I'm saying is we gotta step on a curation game. We say, all right, I'm gonna take all my favorite parts of all the different cuckoo clocks, and I'm gonna make my own master cuckoo clock, because I'm the cuckoo master. And what sort of cuckoo master would I be if I didn't design my own cuckoo clock based off of all the things I find most interesting in my life? So that's sort of the key, is instead of looking at something and being like, oh, I hate that thing has this, I hate that so much, so I don't like that whole thing. Like, God, I hate guys that wear fucking flip-flops. So you see the flip-flop, like, God, that guy sucks. You know what I mean? It's like, though, it's saying, okay, I like this, I don't like that, I don't like this, I do like that. I can curate, what starts to happen is you start to develop a sense of taste. That's why curation jobs are so like if you're an art collector, you're an art curator, you're someone super bougie, you know what I'm saying? Your palette is just so more broad when you're actually paying attention to what you want, and you're actually trying to curate your own personal assortment of things. So yes, more curating, develop your sense of taste and your sense of style towards all your endeavors. Take that approach to your relationships. It's going to be the funnest, or your work relationships, or whatever's the easiest. Just pick the easiest one and start curating, man. Start crafting. You're like, this is our chance. This is our fucking chance. This is our chance to nail it. And it could be so easy if you paid attention. If you pay attention more often than not to like what it is we like, what we need in our lives, what we're curating, or just pay attention to that, we can slay. It's so easy to slay when you lay the foundation. You know what I mean? So I guess try to avoid choices that were given to you instead of choices that were created yourself. So, I guess we could say opportunities. Try to create your own opportunities instead of just relying on X, Y, Z. Unless X, Y, and Z happen to be phenomenal fucking choices. Like, don't get me wrong. If you can cut corners anywhere, cut them. If you have a well-packaged choice and you're like, fuck, that's all I've ever wanted always, then, by all means, grab that shit. But if you have a whole bunch of options and in each choice there's some sign of drawback, then you need to go back to the drawing boards. If you can't look at a decision that you're making, and it's like, oh, that's for the most part exactly what I wanted. It's all my favorite things. Like, fuck yeah, let's pull the trigger. And it's tricky. You go back and forth. Me personally, relationships are tough. Like, especially with people that you're close to, because you have so many. We expect the people around us to be a certain way, and I think that's where relationships get difficult. Like, you grow up, and that's why it's so difficult with your family. Loosely, right? Or at least I should say, this is why I feel like it's so difficult with family, is because we grew up our whole lives picturing a family member that one specific lens, that one mask. It's like, I am more than just a father, right? Atlas is gonna know me as father, But I'm gonna know, but I'm also gonna be brother. I'm also gonna be son. I'm gonna be grandson. I'm gonna be coach. I'm gonna be YouTuber. I'm gonna be mentor. I'm gonna be baseball player. Like, and each one of those lenses is drastically fucking different from the other. But they're all just as real as the others because we have relationships. They're as real as our relationships are. You know what I mean? I couldn't be a son without a dad, and then vice versa. Am I making sense here? So basically, with it. It's hard to curate our lives when we've expected it to be a certain way for so long. And we have to sort of break the mold for what we've expected life to be. And the people in it. They are their own entities with their own thoughts and personalities and their own shit to deal with. And like, you know, it's not always about us. Sometimes it's about just paying attention. And pick the easiest thing. Like, it's not that difficult. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying fucking I need you to become Gandhi in the next couple days. Just pick something that's easy to sort of work with. Like say you have no kids and you're single, so you have really no major bills. You pretty much can have any lifestyle you want. I mean, you could move to Bali like so many people do. You know what I mean? That's the ultimate fuck off move. Like, who moves to Bali? We joke about it like, oh my god, he moved to Bali. Like, people, but that's something low-key everyone wants to experience in their lives, but no one does it because we don't think that that's really what we should be doing with our time. Like, who fucking does that? That's why we like, who you know what I mean? That is freedom. It's true freedom. That's why we need to curate our lives, is because when you start curating, that's when you have true freedom over how you want to show up in relationships. You want to develop relationships and become homies and become closer, and like that can only happen if you're consciously making that a possibility. And if you're stuck in old patterns of how you relate to other people, then you're not going to be able to change, because you are your relationships to other people. That's who you are. We define each other. I think Alan Watts said that. He's like, I am only me because you are you, type of shit. We exist upon that which resists us. That's how we exist. So if you're locked into this paradigm of how relationships should be, especially with particular people, you're fucked. You're fucked. I'm fucked. We're all fucked. So curate, baby. Curate as much as possible. Start small. Curate your fucking sock drawer, or like your favorite ice cream. Start buying shitty ice cream. Like, I'm gonna buy ice cream and I'm gonna have cheat days. All right, well, how much money can I spend on this pint of ice cream to make this shit worthy of royalty? I want to wipe my ass with this ice cream. That's how nice I want it to be. Like, how do we know what I mean? Start curating every aspect of your life, the small things, and then everything will fall into place. Thanks, guys, for being here and following along. Thank you for sharing the content, liking the content, commenting on the content. It helps us grow. Yeah. All right, see you in the next video.